Have you ever wondered how one small bean became the fuel of revolutions, the companion of geniuses, and the lifeblood of billions every single day? This is the story of coffee, the drink that woke the world. Legend says it all began with goats. Yes, goats. Somewhere in the Ethiopian highlands around the 9th century, a shepherd named Kaldi noticed his goats behaving strangely. They were dancing, leaping, full of energy, after eating bright red berries from a certain bush. Curious, Kaldi tried them himself. Suddenly he too felt alive, awake, sharper than ever before. What he discovered was caffeine. From this humble, almost mythical moment, coffee began its journey. At first, it was treated with suspicion, even fear. Imagine tasting a drink that suddenly made you feel superhuman. Your heart races, your eyes widen, your mind feels sharper. It felt magical, maybe even dangerous, but magic has a way of spreading. Monks began brewing the beans to stay awake through long nights of prayer. Traders carried it along the Red Sea, and soon the first coffeehouses appeared in the Middle East, places where people didn't just drink, but thought, debated, and dreamed together. Coffee was no longer just a drink, it was an idea, an energy, a revolution waiting to happen. And that was just the beginning. By the 15th century, coffee had spread across the Islamic world: Yemen, Mecca, Cairo, Istanbul. Coffee houses were called kahve-khane, and they became the heartbeat of society. Inside, poets recited verses, merchants made deals, scholars argued ideas. Coffee houses became known as schools of the wise. But with influence comes fear. Rulers and religious leaders were suspicious. In Mecca, Cairo, even parts of Europe, coffee was banned. Authorities feared that people, fueled by caffeine, might think too freely, and free thinking was dangerous. But bans never last when the people are hooked, and soon coffee crossed into Europe. When it arrived in Venice in the early 1600s, people were shocked. Some called it the bitter invention of Satan, but when Pope Clement VIII tried it, he loved it so much that he declared coffee a Christian drink. From that moment, Europe fell in love. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. In England, coffee houses exploded in popularity. For just a penny, anyone could buy a cup of coffee and sit for hours. These places were called penny universities because for the price of a drink you could learn more from conversations than from books. Ideas flowed, inventions sparked, revolutions brewed. The London Stock Exchange started in a coffee house. Lloyd's of London, the world's most famous insurance market, born in a coffee house. Writers like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Diderot fueled their words with endless cups. Coffee, quite literally, powered the Enlightenment. And then, coffee took over the New World. Colonial powers fought to control it. The Dutch grew it in Java, the French in the Caribbean, the Portuguese in Brazil. Coffee became the world's second most traded commodity after oil. Entire economies rose and fell on the strength of these beans. But coffee's impact wasn't just global, it was personal. For centuries, people drank alcohol with every meal. Beer for breakfast, wine at work. But once coffee became the morning ritual, everything changed. Instead of stumbling through the day half-drunk, societies became more alert, more productive, more creative. Coffee literally sobered up civilization. And today, coffee is everywhere. From the office break room to your favorite cafe, it fuels mornings, deadlines, late-night study sessions, and long road trips. More than 2.5 billion cups are consumed every single day. Think about it. Every sip you take connects you to 1,000 years of history, to revolutions, to ideas that changed the world. But the story isn't finished. Coffee still shapes our lives and our future. So the next time you sip your latte, your cappuccino, your black cup of magic, remember, you're drinking history. A drink that began with dancing goats, sparked revolutions, fueled philosophers, and built economies. And let's be honest, without coffee, this video wouldn't even exist. But here's the thing, this story is just the beginning. Coffee has already shaped our past, but what about the future? What will coffee culture look like in 50 years? Will we be brewing it on Mars? Will AI design the perfect cup? Will you still be watching coffee videos at 3 a.m., cup in hand? Well, that's where you come in. If you enjoyed this journey, if coffee has ever kept you awake during a deadline, helped you through an exam, or simply made your mornings bearable, then join our community. Hit that like button if you love coffee as much as I do. Subscribe for more mind-opening stories about the everyday things that shaped our world. And don't forget to share this with a fellow coffee addict. They need this in their life, because coffee isn't just a drink. It's a revolution in a cup, and the story is still brewing.